imagine one day like that. When we rest in God, when we ask for renewal by keeping the Sabbath, we can listen and wait for God. When we listen and wait, when we stop all activity, what happens is this: you can hear, because all the noise is gone. You can hear, you can wait, and discern God's will. So many of us are doing other things that we think are God's will. So many prayers, so many things to be done. Oh my goodness, there's not enough time. But are you really doing God's will? Because God has ordained enough time to do what He's called you to do, His will. Amen? And if you've got too much, there's other people that can do it a lot better than you can. When I talk to you, I'm talking to a mirror. So I speak to myself. It allows us to also rest instead of trying to work, trying to accomplish, trying to find our identity and acceptance through what we do. And this is the way that God has designed us, our bodies, to become God's best, to allow us to properly serve, effectively serve Him. And I do believe that God has given us all the time to do what He's called us to do. I'm going to give you one example, as I mentioned before, of one person who was stress-free, worry-free, and he was probably the busiest of them all. He was running from ministry, going to different conferences, I think. I'm not sure. But he went from healing, saving, all these things. And he was worry-free, he was anxiety, anxious-free. And his name was Jesus. And he was a perfect example. The account of Jesus feeding the 5,000. The disciples were running around. They were hungry. They were busy. And Jesus says to them, stop. Go to this place, solitary place, and rest. So He wanted them to be refreshed, revitalized, renewed, so that they can give even better of themselves. And Jesus, throughout the New Testament, you see Him going to a solitary place. You see Him escaping from busy crowds, from healing, from raising the dead, allowing the blind to see, and constantly, He's stepping out. Why is He stepping out? He needs to spend time with the Father. Jesus practiced Sabbath, and He's the Lord of Sabbath. So if He's doing it, how much more do we need to do it? Are we trusting ourselves, or are we trusting God? Are you trusting yourselves? Because busyness of your lives, jam-packing our schedules, means you're trusting yourself. I'm in control. But if you're trusting God, you're saying, God, I'm going to let go of my schedule. I'm going to let go of my priorities. I'm going to allow this Sabbath. I'm going to give it to you, God. And I'm going to expect great things in the next 6 days. Amen? Only 7 more pages to go. So, last page. And the second key benefit of keeping the Sabbath is glorifying God. Glorifying God. How many of you want to glorify God? Come on. How about those who want to bring their hands up? Come on. How many of us want to glorify God? Amen? I want to glorify God. I know you want to glorify God. So listen. Did you know that keeping the Sabbath day holy is the 4th commandment in the 10 commandments? Wow. It's a commandment, guys. If you've forgotten, some of us have forgotten, haven't we? But God commands us. For those of you who are busy, active, I wish there was more time. The 4th commandment is for you. Keep the Sabbath day